going on, guys? Woo! How is everybody doing today? That's what I want to know. Holy cow. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. What's going down, boys? What's going down? Oh, Lord. The hair's already looking a little rough over here. How am I doing today, man? Just want to pop in. We're gonna knock out a live stream, hang out, and yeah, I told you guys I'm gonna start turning the activity up a little bit. So I figure that's what we do. I'll give you guys a little update on the build I've been working on lately, and kind of give you guys a little update on life, what the hell I've been doing, and yeah, got some cool things in the works. Finally getting back to it. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to it. First things first is we're going to take a look at this Homes Hobbies build I've been working on. I have not made much progress, but I've made a little bit of progress, so I'm kind of excited about that. I got this truck a while ago, and I have yet to actually drive it. You know, I got it, and I started getting parts for it and stacking up parts, and then I wound up slowly taking the thing apart and installing those parts. And I figured I'd give you guys an update on where I'm at so far. And if you're not familiar with what truck I'm talking about the RC four-wheel drive Desert Runner, the JD Models Desert Runner, the JD Models Hero, RC four-wheel drive Hero, whatever you want to call it. It's Ford Raptor. That's what it is. Here, let me flip this around and show you. So, fooled for a second, huh? Not doing that. All right, so here it is. This is the JD Models Hero, and I figured we'd take a minute to kind of just look over this truck, talk about it a little bit now that I'm starting to become more familiar with it. I have yet to drive it still, so everything you see here is brand new. And I started installing electronics, which are not completely installed, so you know this is just sitting here. Motor's not actually mounted, it's just wedged in there right now. Main reason is because I want to, I don't know, I just want to slowly fit it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to stick with this setup. I might switch to brushless. I'm going back and forth on it. But hold up. Let me just read that chat. Did I see that right? Yeah. Isaac's in the hospital right now. All right, so for those of you that don't know, Isaac is a patron and subscriber, but more importantly, he's a buddy of mine. He lives here in town, and he's actually hung out with me quite a few times. We've done some RC stuff together and just kind of hung out and BS. I've even been to his house before. And my man is having... Wow. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what just happened. I was in the middle of talking and my phone completely... So, I was giving a shout out to my buddy Isaac. For those of you that don't know, he's a friend of mine. He's a hardworking dude. Lives here in town. And he is going to be a father today. Whoa. He's going to be a father today. So I'm pretty excited for my man. He's a fellow RC enthusiast, fellow skill builder. I've known him for a while now, actually for a few years now. And he's a hardcore supporter, always has been. And I'm pretty stoked, man. I'm pretty stoked. He's going to be a father. This is going to be his first son. Him and his girl have been together for quite some time now. And he's quietly responsible for organizing a lot of RC events and stuff here locally. Getting people together, just making connections. And while he'll probably downplay that, he's not even on Facebook anymore, but while he was on Facebook, he managed to bring some people together and create a nice little buzz. And yeah, he's a good guy, man. So you guys show Isaac some love in the chat. Just, you know, congratulate the man. He's going to be a father today. And for those of you that have had children, you know that that's like the most important day of your life. It will change your entire perspective on the world. So for me, I'm a father. My son just turned 2 actually last week, and I could not be happier, man. It's the best feeling ever. So anyway, I'm going to switch this back around and get back to this truck. So some of the things that I have learned about this, even though I have not driven it yet, is that the dog bones are weak. So I'm going to eventually try to convince a company to make some more, I don't know, just some stronger dog bones, some good upgrades. And I've also found that these A-arms aren't too strong either. Now, a lot of this is just from Facebook groups and people telling me stuff. What I am thinking is that people are driving this like you would drive, I don't know, like one of these maybe. right? Like an SEX10 or something, you know, something with some bigger wheels and tires. Something that's meant to rock crawl, whereas this is a scale trail truck. It's not really meant to rock crawl. It has locking differentials, so you can crawl with it, but it's not really meant to be a rock crawler. It's a trail truck, man. It's a scale model, is what it is. And so I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is I want to do with it, and I kind of got this idea to make it a show truck slash trail truck slash UTV carrier. So for those of you that remember, I've got these side-by-sides, right? And what I'm thinking is I want to build some kind of a rack that's going to allow me to park the side-by-side up on top, right? Kind of like, I don't know, Ken Block, Hooniganish style truck with a side-by-side carrying rack where I can drive the side-by-side up on top, strap it down, and hook a trailer up to it, put a crawler on the back, and be able to carry a side-by-side and a rock crawler behind my show truck slash trail rig. That's really it. And then I want to be able to incorporate a stereo in here from my boy Mike over at Scale Mob Scalers or Mob Audio. I don't know. I've been trying to convince him to just call it Mob Audio, but I want to incorporate some kind of a stereo back here somehow. I really enjoy having those. And then I want to fill in these seats. I hate how the backs of the seats are not filled in. It's just ridiculous. Really can't stand that. Isaac, don't you be donating while you're giving birth to a kid, man. While your wife's bro, I need to, man. All right, when you get out of there, let's link up and get some lunch or something, man. Let's smoke a cigar. Let's have some whiskey. Let's do something, bro. Let's roll a blunt. We gotta celebrate, man. We're definitely gonna celebrate. It's not every day you have your first child, you know. So you and me, let's link up when you get out of there. All right. When you and the girl and the new member are all settled in and ready to get out of the house and breathe a little bit, you hit me up. All right. Man, crazy. All right. So those are some of the things I want to do. I want to fill in the backs of these. Obviously, I want to add lighting. I would like to make the steering wheel move. That's something I enjoy doing. I'd like to actually make this screen light up somehow. We're going to do some other things. You guys know I like my ganja, so we're going to add like some dabachinos or some kind of a dab rig in here, incorporated a Puffco Peak or something. Now let's get to the electronics, the important part. I just did that video the other day where I opened up some fresh electronics from Homes Hobbies. Obviously, I went right to work with that. The BLS HV500 version 2 is dropping in here. This is going to control the steering. I want it. It's probably overkill for this truck, but it's okay. I'm kind of flexing. This motor, this is a Crawlmaster 13 turn. It's this bad boy right here. It's the sport version, 13 turn. Whew, allergies. It is a ridiculously powerful motor. If you've never seen this thing go, this is a hot motor. This is hot boy stuff right here. This thing is, it's rebuildable. It's hard to say. It's brushless wise, it's gonna boogie out, man. It's gonna feel like something probably in like the 2200 kV range, maybe higher, maybe 2600 or something. It's gonna boogie out, but it's gonna have a ton of torque, right? So lots of wheel speed, but even more torque, and just ridiculous low speed control. Way overkill for this truck. Really, this is something you put into a comp truck, like a comp crawler type build. But I'm flexing. So flip it around. In the back, you can kind of see where the other servo mounts. It goes right here, and this servo, you hook up to these. It's got a little attachment and stuff for these, and you can lock and unlock. I don't know if you can see that moving, but you can lock and unlock the front and rear differentials by pulling these two cables right here. So the plan is to probably fully lock the rear permanently and then just run one for the front locker. That's probably what I'm going to do, because I don't see why or when I would ever want the rear unlocked, because even just cruising around on pavement, it's a toy. It's not like it really matters. So the rear is probably just going to get locked up all the time, and I don't know how strong this axle is, so if this axle winds up breaking, I'm probably going to replace it with something a little tougher. I'm just not sure. I don't know. This thing is so scale and so beautiful. I really like it. Now, another thing some of you guys might have noticed is there's these gray parts in here, right? I've got these gray parts like this. What is it doing? Man, it almost exited on me again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But there's these gray parts. I got these from RC Addicts, and shout out to them, my boy Ryan. I went ahead and ordered these up. It's a lift kit basically. There's a body lift and a suspension lift all incorporated on this. And so what that does is, I don't remember exactly how much, but it raises the body up a little bit, raises the bumper up a little bit, and it raises the suspension up a little bit, right, by changing the mounting points. And you get enough of a lift to where I can run a bigger tire like this, because this is what I'm going to wind up running. These are the BFGs, the mud terrains from Proline. They're slightly bigger. I don't remember what size, 3 point something. Does it say on there? I cannot remember to save my life, and that writing is so small I can't even read it. But, oh wait, there it is. 1.42 by 4.19. Okay, so I'm guessing 4.19. I don't know. I don't know what size they actually are. I don't remember. I did an unboxing video on them. I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. And if you haven't, go back and check it out. Point is, I like the look of that bronze. I don't know. There's something about that. And I love these tires. These BFG tires are ridiculous. I got the harder compound, not the softer compound, because obviously this isn't a comp crawl or anything. It's a trail rig. And it's going to have some weight on it. So I might wind up stiffening up the foams as well, just to make sure I can carry the extra weight. And I think I'm going to leave it black, you guys. Honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it black. I was going to drop it, I was going to change the black to like a white or something, right? And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the white. I like that this is just, I don't know. It can take a beating. It's not going to, I don't know. I can just wipe the scratches right off of it. I don't know. We'll see. If anything, I might get a wrap for it. Some kind of Hoonigan styled wrap and make it look like something crazy, but I don't know. Now, as far as the rest of the electronics, we do have a B-Link hooked up because Castle just announced they're doing the Android version now finally. So I'm rocking the B-Link on there, and then we've got Castle Creations BEC. This is the 2.0 BEC, the waterproof ones up there, and then what else do we have in here? We have a, what is that called again? I'm drawing a blank again. Hold on, I got one down there. I cannot remember what anything is called right now. These right here, RX bypass adapter. So these RX bypass adapters are awesome. The one that I put in here actually has an auxiliary channel as well. So it's an RX bypass with an auxiliary. So there's actually 3 females. And I'm running one of those. And then as far as receiver goes, I'm actually running a, shoot, I don't remember what it's called. But it's a Sanwa receiver. It's not the waterproof one. I'll just go ahead and pull it out because all this has got to get redone still. This bad boy, the RX-481. This is a good receiver. I don't know why it's blurry looking on here. My camera's a little messed up, but yeah, RX-481. It's a great receiver. They have a waterproof version, but unfortunately they were out of stock when I got this one, so I just went for what I got. And then what else, man? I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, for the back servo, I'm actually just gonna run a ProTech. I was gonna run a Holmes Hobbies one, but I'm actually just gonna run this ProTech RC. This is a 1705 BL, and the reason I'm running this instead of a Holmes Hobbies is because I don't want to waste a Holmes Hobbies servo just to shift a differential or a locker, you know. And this was used already, at it laying around. It's better than stock, so at least it won't fail on me, probably, hopefully. And you guys, I got this from A-Man. You already know A-Man's a great company, so if it does fail, they'll help me out. And in the meantime, I'm saving my other Holmes Hobbies HV 500 V2 to run in a different build, which you guys will be seeing here very soon. I was going to put them both in here just to flex, but I mean, come on, that's overkill for running a differential. So, yeah. Let me check some of these comments here. Sorry, guys, I haven't been reading any of these comments, really. Hey, what's up, Snowmod? My boy Brandon's in here. Locked his life. Yes, sir. My wife says you sound like Ashton Kutcher. Hey, Ashton Kutcher's rich, man. And he does good things in the world, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Not a huge fan of his movies, but hey, the dude is a boss. Um, let's see. Sick. Looks kill. They look killer. Cool. That's what's up, Isaac. Snow Mod with the moderator work. Thank you, sir. Yes, I appreciate it. And Alex Dorr, how you doing? He says, "What's up, Cap?" Mall crawler stuff. And then what's to say? Alex says, "Are you going to RC 4-wheel drive West Coast Challenge?" Here's the deal. I'm probably not going to that. Not because I don't want to. I'd love to go. Actually, RC 4-wheel drive hit me up and asked me if I would come film it and basically cover the event. And they wanted to hire me to do it, but they didn't like my quote. So we did not come to terms on numbers. And as you guys know, I've got a bad history of working basically for free in the RC industry, which I do not do anymore. So I am not going to be coming to film it. However, if I do get some free time, I will come just to hang out and run some trucks. And I doubt I'm going to be able to, and I'll show you guys why. I have a lot of builds going on. First of all, I'm not going to show you all of them, but I got a lot of builds going on. I've been working on stuff like crazy. This is where I've been spending most of my time. Sitting right here in this chair, wearing it in, getting fat, and editing photos in Lightroom and editing video in a bunch of things. Mainly Sony Vegas. But I spend ridiculous amounts of time editing photos. And if you guys want to check out my photography work, go to Sonderfeld. It's Sonderfeld.com, or actually there's really nothing on my website. I'm going to update my website. Check me out on Instagram at Sonderfeld LLC, and that is where most of my professional work goes. I have a bunch of clients, and that's why I have not been on YouTube that much. I've been shooting like crazy. I've been trying to make some money because, money's nice. And so I've been hustling hard, man. I've been shooting like crazy. My camera's been getting a workout. Yeah, it's just hard to describe how much I've been working lately. And because of that, see, here's more gear over here. The bag's all packed up, ready to go. At any given time, I got to run out the house and go do a shoot. I've made it into multiple magazines lately. Oregon Leaf is one of the magazines that I've been in multiple times lately. Actually, they hired me to shoot full-time for them now. I'm their Central Oregon photographer. I've got this set up over here. I've been doing tons of product shots for people. I work a lot in the cannabis industry, so you guys know. It's for the longest time, kind of just hid that from everybody here on YouTube. I didn't really hide it, but I didn't really talk about it too much. And we're not going to talk about it too much just because I don't want YouTube friggin', trying to ding me with everything. But I've got another channel just for cannabis. And the majority of my time is spent shooting photography for the cannabis industry. So I do a lot of that. And most of my RC sponsors and companies I deal with know that, and they're cool with that. They understand that because it's legal here and it's just part of life. So that's what I do. I spend a lot of time doing that. And that's why I have not been able to do RC lately, is because, as most of you guys also know, once my partnership with Axial crashed and burned after their bankruptcy situation, that took a bunch of money out of my pocket, and then that also affected Scale Wars, which also took money out of my pocket, and I had to make up for that so I could survive. So that's what I did. I dove in full time on doing photography and picking up clients and hustling, man. I got mouths to feed. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a business owner. I'm an entertainer, apparently. So that's what I do. And now that I've been doing that for a while, I'm to a point where I'm trying to get back to YouTube more and spend more time here. Because my son's at an age now where he can start to do a lot more things with me. He's 2. He just turned 2 last week. So it's been an incredible experience becoming a father and learning how to be a father, learning how to take care of somebody, a child, and learning how to support my wife, and not just financially, but like she works herself too. But to support her mentally and to support her as a parent, and you know, to just to team up and do this whole thing called life together. You know, I mean, a lot of this stuff's been documented here on YouTube. I've been here for like 14 years now or something like that. And before that, you know, I was on other social media stuff. A lot of you guys have been following me outside of this stuff for a long time. You've seen me change. You know, I used to be bald head, goatee, big pimpin', gangster ass dude running around thugging on people. And then I you know, and hustling in the streets and stuff. And I changed, you know, as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like I rap, I put out an album, and I went from doing all that to working all kinds of regular jobs to slowly getting into this RC stuff and not realizing that it was going to turn into a career at all, or even a lifestyle or anything like that. It's just doing it because I needed an outlet. And that allowed me to meet so many of you guys and so many cool companies and business owners and families and friends, and just to really connect and change my direction in life, my whole path in life. And so this is where I wound up, and it's crazy because I didn't plan any of this. I didn't think I would ever get to this point, but now we're doing these builds, and I've got, I don't know, I'm just in a position where I just want to have some fun again. So I'm kind of excited. And there's one other thing I want to show you guys before we get out of here. Aside from getting back into doing RC like crazy and building like crazy and trying to do all this, we're going to go outside. I'm going to show you guys some other stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably should. I got a bunch of Instagram accounts. One for Extreme Scale Performance. It's called @ESP_RC. Another one for my ganja, @GanjaJosh. Another one for my professional business work, @Sonderfeld LLC. And then I also run multiple accounts for my clients, which is another way I make my living now. So I am a social media guy. I post for businesses as well as myself. So here's what we're doing. You remember this RX-7? This is the one that got ran over by a grader last winter, right? The whole butt end of it got crushed, right? Just completely destroyed. Well, I couldn't take it anymore. I started fixing it. And before I started fixing it, I actually got paid out by the insurance company, and I went and I bought another RX-7, which is right here. And we're going to actually, I've got videos of all kinds of stuff. I'm going to put together a cool video at some point in time about my RX-7 journey. But this is a beautiful RX-7. It's in great shape, complete full interior, pretty good paint for the most part, obviously, given the fact it's an 82, I believe. It's got a little bit of body damage, but nothing bad. The main thing is the interior is in incredible condition, just incredible condition. And so I bought it with a blown engine. Kid told me the engine was blown, and I trailered it home, thanks to my buddy Kobe. And when we got it back home, I figured, you know what, if the engine's blown, but I'm at least gonna make sure the engine's blown, and it wasn't. I got it started, and I drove it for like a month or so, mobbed it over here. I was actually gearing up to start doing videos on it, because I was starting to feel comfortable in it and like it was going to be reliable. And what do you know? Popped the motor, blew the motor. Probably my fault. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's my fault. I don't think the OM actually... I've actually been working with an engine builder, a guy named Kurt Robertson. He owns Kurt Robertson Mazda, and he is a legendary rotary engine builder here in Oregon. He's been doing it for a long time, and he is in the process of building me a motor. Now, this is a slow process because I don't have any money. I'm slowly paying for this, right? And eventually, I'm hoping by my birthday next year, it'll all be paid off, and I'll have the motor, and I'll be able to install it in the car. So at that point, I will have a powerful 13B RX-7. It'll be fun, it'll be fast, it'll be badass, right? But in the meantime, I need something to drive. I need something to play with. I haven't been able to kill any tires for a while, and that's been killing me. So I started trying to fix this, and my buddy came over, Lyle, and my cousin came over, Billy, and lo and behold, we got it running. You guys might remember it had a bad carburetor. The carburetor needed rebuilt. So what I did is I pulled the carburetor off of the blown motor on the new car and swapped them over. And so now this has the carburetor off of the blown motor, basically. And so it runs again. This is a 12A, all original. I removed the rat's nest with my cousin and my buddy Lyle. It used to have a bunch of vacuum line crap all over. We removed the majority of that and some other things, simplified the engine, and now it runs again, and I can start it up and drive it. I put some insurance on it yesterday, but it's still not legal because it doesn't have any tail light action going on back here, and this whole mess. I started actually popping it back out, so it's not as bad as you'll see in the pictures. My wife's home. It's not as bad as you'll see in the pictures on Instagram when it first happened. I've actually been using the jack and a bunch of rocks and stuff, which is funny. You'll see on my stories on Instagram, but I've been slowly popping this back out. So, yeah, I'm going to get this thing back in shape. I'm going to get a tail light in there. I'm going to get a window in here. I'm going to fix the heater, and we're going drifting. We've got a drift missile, and I need a name for it, man. I need help picking out a name for this thing. And we'll have a nice one. And we'll have a drift missile. Anyways, you guys, that's about it. I just want to give you guys an update on what's been going on with me and everything, and the business, and YouTube, and Sonderfeld, and just all the stuff, man. The builds and everything. And we're going to be doing a lot more videos, a lot more live streams. I've actually got another running video I'll be posting up hopefully tomorrow or the next day for you guys. Mainly going to be doing Homes Hobbies episodes for a while because I need to catch up. I owe John quite a few episodes, so quite a few episodes are on the way. That being said, you guys, I appreciate you coming in, hanging out with me today for a little bit. I'm going to read a few of these comments, and while I do that, you guys go ahead and shout out where you're from, man. Shout out where you represent, and I'm going to read a couple of these. I'll start it off, man. I'm representing Bend, Oregon. I'm representing Bend, Oregon, Extreme Scale Performance, Homes Hobbies, Sonderfeld. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. All right, let me read some of these. What's up, Adam? It's good to see you too, man. Adam Hire RC. Yeah. Am I going to vent the KM3s? RC Hobby Steve wants to know. Probably not, because I run such heavyweight builds. I don't really like to vent them too much. I like to trap the air in there. No more free. Yeah, Snowmart RC. I saw your post today too. Nothing is free. No more free stuff. I agree, man. And it sucks. I've got to charge people for things. But, that's the way the world works. What I do is work, and I have a skill set, a certain ability to do things, and I charge for it, and a lot of people pay me for it, and I can't just give people that for free because we both like to build RC cars or whatever. So, yeah. Am I going to get the new Axial 6x6? Negative on that one. If I get a new 6x6, it's probably going to be the Traxxas one, but I don't really have a need for one because I still have an RC 4-wheel drive 6x6 that I'm in the middle of turning into a LC70 build, so I'll probably stick with that myself. Eric Shepard, it's good to have you here, man. Thank you. He said I smoke a lot of cannabis. Attaboy. Happy birthday to my son. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Rider of the Storm 5150 says that's what's up, mad love, bro. Thank you. Man, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate y'all, especially you OG folks that have been sticking it through while I've kind of been hanging out, not really doing much lately. Let's see, Cali Scale RC, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Go south and talk to Ken Block's team to it up a bit. Actually, Bionic Rooster, I'm planning on going and hitting the Burnyard once I get all this stuff up and running. That's part of my plan. I definitely got a game plan for all this stuff. I'm not going to be shooting in the dark, so there is a chance you might see me on a Hoonigan episode if I get lucky. I've actually been talking to some of those guys on Instagram. If you've been watching my stories, you see that I tag Vargas all the time and stuff. Vargas is cool. We've talked in private DMs a few times, and they're all chill guys. They're just like the rest of us, man. They're just people, They're just having fun doing what they do, trying to make a living and have fun doing it, I can relate to that. Oh, so on my gaming channel commenting. No, I'm on the right one. Yeah, Todd's repping Bend, Oregon. That's what's up. Justin representing Howell. What is that, Michigan? I think, right? Robert representing East Tennessee. We got Ohio in the building. What's up, Justin Davis? We've got more Ohio in the building. We got Washington in here. We got VA in here. That's what's up, Blacksburg. It's way out there, bro. East Coast. We got all kinds of folks. Arkansas is in here. Yeah, Shannon. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing pronouncing him right. I remember you from another live stream. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you like the live chats. I like to just pop in and hang out with everybody once in a while, you know? It's easy to do. I don't know why I don't do it more often. It's just, you know, it's on my phone. I can do it anytime. So, I don't know. You guys, if you like these live streams, let me know for sure. Loving the new Terping con. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. And so you guys know, I'm not going to be like putting a bunch of ganja stuff here on ESP, but I'm not going to hide the fact that I mean, look at me. I mean, seriously, look at me. Y'all all know that I'm a ganja guy. So I always have been, way before I was an RC guy. So I just, you know, let's just call it how it is. All my audience is, oh, that's another thing I want to talk about before I get out of here. YouTube is trying to kill off advertisement for child-focused YouTube channels. Mine is kind of considered that because we deal with RC cars. But here's the thing. Kids or children or people under the age of 18 make up, like, on paper, make up 1% of my audience, and realistically make up probably like 5% of my audience because a lot of you guys have kids that watch with you. I understand that, and I don't want to like alienate anyone or push anyone away. I'm a father. I have a son. You know, I'm a family man as well. But something to remind, you know, to know is that I don't hide all that stuff from my family. I educate my family on it, right? We talk about these things, right? And so that way they are educated and they know what they see when they go out in the world and whatever, especially my son, my wife, everybody. So even my grandparents, I teach everybody in my family about cannabis. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. It's not something I'm trying to push on people, but it's also not something I'm going to hide or act ashamed of, right? So when you guys hear me talking about that, if you're offended by it, I'm sorry. You just go somewhere else, go to a different channel or something, go watch some of my old content. But in the future, if people ask me about it, I'm probably going to answer, and I'm not going to make it a point to like hide that and be super like taboo about it, because it's just not. It's an everyday part of my life here. So that being said, I'm going to keep reading some of these. We got Kentucky in here. Yee! Toronto, we got Canada in here. We got Bay Area. Shout out to the yay. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, man, I love all you guys, bro. Appreciate all you guys coming to kick with me. Oklahoma's in here. Waiting to catch you at Sawyer one of these days would be epic to crawl with you, bro. Hey, man, I'm down there every once in a while. That's one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite place to go here in Bend. I also like going up in the mountains, too. Let's see, if you had a chance with the Element. No, I have not, Ted. Honestly, I've not driven an Element. Don't own one. And they didn't send me one. I'm on their list. A little, you know, was that controversial these days? So, you know, some of these companies, I'm sure John told them, you know, about me a little bit. But that's all right. That's all right. I'll get my hands on one here eventually. I think they're cool. They got John, and when I say John, I meant John Schultz, not John Holmes. But John Holmes has one, and he's said nothing but great things about them. So I want one. I'm not going to lie. I do want one, and I'm probably going to snag one up at some point. Mainly because of the gearing options. I really like that. And I don't know. They don't seem to have a lot of torque twists and stuff. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about them. Do you think I should get one? Or do you think I should wait? Do you think I should get something else? There's a lot of new rigs coming out. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think I should get next. Exactly. Say all you guys, the majority of you guys feel the same way as me. So that's why I'm not tripping. All right, start with the springs is what Brandon says when it comes to the Element. That makes sense. I know you've got a lot of experience with the Element, so. Hey Josh, my rig sags in the rear. Have you had this problem, and what shock setup would you recommend that can handle more weight? Actually, don't bother changing your shock shape. Want to know what will help with that sag more than anything? Is a sway bar in the rear. And here's why. Because when you hook a sway bar up in the rear correctly, it actually helps those shocks work together instead of independently. And the spring rate is kind of, I don't want to say it's increased or anything, but it just, if you have more weight on one side than the other, and then you wind up hooking a sway bar up, that weight is distributed a little bit more evenly, right? The sway bar does more than just create balance in driving. It also just helps even out the load a little bit, right? The distribution of the load. So the main thing, you know, maybe stiffen up your springs a little bit, but before you do any of that, just try a rear sway bar. And I'll do an episode on doing homemade sway bars if you guys want. Just let me know in the chat. I've got real simple way to make a homemade sway bar. All you need is some spring steel, a couple of collars, and like a couple of rod ends, and that's really it, honestly. And maybe like some like what is it called? Like little turnbuckles, you know, like the here. Do I have one on here? I have one on one of my rigs. I can show you guys. Which one has a homemade sway bar? I think Grape Ape has a homemade sway bar. Let me just show you guys real quick. It's super simple. Yeah, here. I flip this around. Grape Ape has a homemade sway bar setup. It's really easy. This one is worn out. I need to redo it. It's all beaten up and broken, and it needs stiffer spring steel. But you'll get the general idea, right? These shocks, as you guys know, they're from Boom Racing, aka Asia Tees, and they are garbage. They don't work for crap. But adding this sway bar here has helped keep it from flip-flopping all over. Before, the whole thing would lean way over when you throttle, right? Way over one way or the other. And then I hooked the sway bar up, and that immediately went away. And this is super simple. All you do is you get these little collars, right? I don't know if you guys will be able to see this because the camera is garbage on here, but you see there's a collar on each side here, and then a collar up here to lock it in place. You run your spring steel through whatever hole you got, maybe drill a hole in the chassis, whatever. You just kind of got to retrofit and make stuff work. And you cut the spring steel to length, right? And you bend it into place. Once you bend it into place, you use some collars. You take link here, like this is like a steering link, I think is what I used, is a couple of steering links. And they're green axial ones, so they match. Get a couple of short links, get some rod ends, cut them to length if you have to, make some homemade ones if you have to, but just get a couple of links with some rod ends, and there you go, voila. Hook it in to your shocks, you know, where your shocks would be if you're doing it like that. If you have shocks there already, maybe run it to your links, or maybe run it to a different point on here. You just got to figure it out. There's always a way, right? Something like every one I do is different. No two are ever the same, but there's always a way. Here's a typical, like a purchased sway bar on this one. It's literally the same thing. It's just fancy, right? And so that's all there is to it. You just gotta, you kind of got to get creative a little bit, you know? You got to think outside the box, but just retrofit stuff, you know? Just start bending and shaping and pushing things through. The general concept is simple. You just want to connect both sides of the axle via a rod of some kind, right? And make sure that there's spring tension on that rod, right? So that's why I use spring steel. Works pretty good. If you take it and you bend it into a U shape and then hold one side and then hold the other and try to like bend them opposite of each other, you can feel the tensile strength on them, right? And you can get them in different thicknesses for different strengths and thus tune your sway bar a little bit. And that's what I did long before I ever bought a sway bar from, like, you know, RC 4-wheel drive or something, or Vanquish or whoever, because I couldn't afford them. You guys know me, I'm broke, you know. I have cool things, right? But a lot of this stuff is purchased used, or, you know, from sponsors or whatever. Yeah, I make less money than probably 90% of you guys. So the point is, there's always a way to do it, right? You just got to be kind of resourceful, I guess, right? Think outside the box. Use what you got laying around. You know, DIY some stuff. There's ways to do it. Anyways, I was supposed to get off here a long time ago. Let me check a couple of these, and then I'm going to dip. Sway bar is one of the most underestimated parts in RC. I agree, Brandon, 100%. Boom, boom, boom. It's what's on the axial SCX 10.2 front end, because all that weight, yep, it really does help a lot, man. It really does help a lot. And even if you're running droop setups, you can still run a sway bar, and it'll still help out. You just got to tune slightly differently. It's all relevant. You just got to play with it, you know. Everyone's build's going to be a little bit different. We have slightly different requirements. Yeah, Utah to Texas in February. Okay. All right, you guys. And what's to say? Hey, bro, still got some score parts for you if you need them. Got an entire spare axle and links. Next time you in the bay, hit me up. I'll slide through with the drop. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I still have some scores. I could definitely use some parts for sure. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. You crawled Schultz yesterday? Hell yeah. Next time you see him, tell him I said what's up. Tell him hit me up sometime. Last time I talked to him, we were kind of It was kind of a heated conversation. Not that we're mad at each other or anything like that. I was just mad at Axial still. So, anyways, much love to you guys. I appreciate you all hitting me up, hanging out. You know, it's the middle of a freaking weekday. I'm surprised anyone popped in to kick it with me. So I appreciate you all. I'm gonna get up out of here, hang with the wife, get some lunch, and yeah, maybe get some crawling in if I'm lucky. All right, piece of chicken grease, fam. Chew. And shout out to Isaac. Congratulations.